Hey everyone, time for a weekly update. I know it's a little bit late, but been pretty busy, so we'll quickly jump into it and discuss the recent move that happened to the downside and why I think this move up here is not as bullish as many people think. And I'll go over my thoughts on the BSR, which I don't think will happen either. So let's just discuss what happened yesterday. So Trump on the grinder of Twitters posted that he's going to sign an executive order for a basket of dog shit coins, um, ADA, XRP, Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin. Now, if you are actually going to be talking about a Bitcoin reserve, it should only be Bitcoin. Now, legislation like this does take time to pass. It could take weeks, it could take months. In my opinion, um, Congress isn't going to pass this, at least not with, shitcoins like the American Disabilities Act, also known as ADA, XRP. Like those coins are complete dog water. So why would they pass those um, to be considered, a crypto reserve? Big, if you're talking about BSR, it should only be Bitcoin. All right. So I don't think that passes. I think the likelihood of it passing is like less than 30%. So, his post on, like I said, the grinder of Twitter's, known as Truth Social, was just a ploy on a low volume weekend, okay, Sunday, to boost the bags of his rich friends, his already rich friends. All right, so those, you know, um, people that didn't understand TA and they bought over here because they probably thought it was going to break out or bought over here, they got trapped in longs or spot buys, and that once this floor broke, this range low broke, right? It was a 13% dump. Now, coincidentally, he made a post around 86K, which gave us a 10K candle basically, right? So that's pretty coincidental. Like it's not going to be something that um is going to happen, and not just Bitcoin ran up, but Sol ran up, ADA, XRP, all the coins that he mentioned. So all these boomers that were holding these coins, like again, no one holds ADA. If you do, I'm sorry, but it's complete dog water. XRP is quote unquote the future of garbage. Um, these coins, right? Like these people were baited into buying higher. Like XRP went from 220 to 290, almost $3, right? Like, come on. Um, but let's talk about the importance of this 85K level. I mentioned this multiple times in my video. So I said if we lose this 85K level, right, I do think that the bear market is in. So let's do some high time frame analysis here, and let's draw this trend line. Okay. So although on a higher time frame, right, we do have structure intact, okay? We can even come down here and still make another lower high. However, on a lower time frame, even the daily, once we lost or once we closed below this level here, this blue level, and I'll show you why that blue level, it was higher high into a higher low into, this actually is a higher high, right? And then we closed below it. Whoops. We closed below it, okay, creating that break of structure, and then we continue to tumble down. Now, this 85K level, I mentioned if we lose it, bear market is in. Okay, we actually lost it. We closed below it, and we dropped an extra 8%. Right? We didn't go as deep as I wanted to. I originally wanted to go into this 74K, and hopefully we dipped into the 69K region to go a little bit higher. I still do think that this is a possibility, but we held this 85K. We actually reclaimed it and flipped it back into support, and um, right now we're okay. All right, so this move up here was inorganic, just like, the Soul pump from what was it, like 200 to 290. It was all inorganic. Um, and people are cheering on the outside, but in reality, right, like this was just something for Trump to get his rich friends to stay richer, or his son sons were underwater in their positions, and he did the family a little favor, because to be honest, like, I mean, look at Don Jr. The guy has no idea what's going on. He looks worse than Biden. Uh, he's cracked out of his mind on cocaine, and wherever he goes, he looks like a zombie. So this probably scared him, and gave a little phone call to Daddy and was like, "Daddy, please save me." And Trump did it. But let's talk about why I don't think that this is bullish. And for those following me in the Discord, the reason why I canceled my long was because I didn't like the swift move here, and I didn't like how fast we were coming down after we failed to hold this 92.5K level. Okay, so let's look back on. I'm gonna take you guys all the way back into 2018 or 2019. All right. So let's say that this is our range here. Okay. So same kind of price action forming here on the daily for Bitcoin, right? Range lows here, range lows held, range lows held, range lows held, and then we lost it, right? Look, we started to consolidate here, right? We had 1 or 2 days of consolidation, and then we had a huge ripper back into that resistance for it to eventually, go back down, right? So price action looks very similar. Now, same thing here, huge move into resistance, and then most likely we will go back down, and I'll explain why. Going back here, same thing over here, right? Range lows, and then this candle, and credit to Cold-Blooded Chiller for bringing this up, and I did my research. This was the Chinese candle when everyone thought they were going to buy Bitcoin. Look how swift it was, right? Very similar to this, only for it to hit that mid-range level. Okay, like I said, wicks don't matter. You're looking at candle bodies, only for it to hit that range low level, and then dump from there, right? Well, we'll talk about this 28% dump, okay? This was the COVID crash. So, very, very similar price action to what we are seeing here. Now, if I were to take fibs and let's say, well, first of all, we didn't just reject at a random point, okay? It's always in the charts. You can't say, "Oh, we rejected from a random number. I don't know when to short." Well, if you guys been watching my videos and how I trade, okay, this was an easy supply zone to short. And I mentioned in the Discord, like, this is a trade, this is an easy short that I would take. But with the levels of uncertainty in the markets, with this lunatic who can, post at, you know, will, right? He can alter the fates of the market at any time he wants. Okay, so this was an easy short. You had a supply zone, right? You had trendline confluence, and if you don't know how to play the markets, or you're always looking for handouts, to be honest, like, you have to learn how to do TA. It's always in the charts. Yes, Trump can say stuff to completely mess it up, but the high time frame levels are always there. Now, this is what you're basically looking for if you were taking that short. So if I were to draw my fibs from this swing low level to this swing high level, right? This golden pocket aligns with this order block. Okay. And I do think eventually we'll go and fill this, and I'll tell you why. But this would be your swing play if, it is bullish. All right. Come back down into that order block slash, you have confluence with the 786 fib and the golden pocket. That's where I'd be taking longs. But if we were to pull up BTC CME chart, okay, so this chart has all the gaps. This is where everyone's talking about the CME gap or whatever. This is where gaps usually get filled. All right, like I have multiple gaps here that have gotten filled. Okay, here's this gap that was partially filled on that dip. All right, here was this gap that you had that got filled, and now you have this giant gap from 89.3 down to this 85K level. Now again, remember, this long comes around this 84.8K level. So at that point, we're going to fill this gap, and everyone is looking at this the same exact way I am. However, I'm adding extra layers of confluence. So I'm not just going by a meme chart. So this is something that I'd be looking to take if we get the dip. All right. Otherwise, I am not interested in longs until this level is flipped to support, and that is where I'm going to long with stops somewhere below here once we have a little bit more data and confluence to go ahead and do that. All right. We haven't had a clean level. This isn't a deviation. We failed to hold. All right. So this is just a failed breakout or failed deviation attempt. Therefore, I'm looking for lower. And like I was getting I'm in multiple discords, right? So like when people are saying, "Oh, Arsh, like where's the bear market now?" Dude, the market fell from where I sold 40% and rallied back, not even close to, the highs where I told you guys all to sell. All right? This is still a lower high season, meaning we are still in a downtrend, and you should be looking for shorts because counter trading will only get you burned because everyone was starting to build longs here. Everyone thought that their savior, Daddy Trump, was going to help them, but in retrospect, again, whenever that cancer opens his mouth, right, whenever his son opens his mouth, it's always a decline. All right, so don't get FOMO'd into candles like this. If you ever get FOMO'd into candles like that, just wait for consolidation before you go long. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is when you have a down move like this, all right, you need consolidation. You need, like, I'm not talking about 2 days of consolidation. I'm talking about real consolidation for a few days to possible weeks and either slow grind up, right? Or like wait for a range to form before, like for example, we had this move down here, right? You had the consolidation. You had something. You need something like this after a massive move down. Again, move down like this, slow grind up, consolidation before higher move up, right? That's why I wasn't bullish and thought this to be a little suspicious because we didn't have that. So if we come back down to that golden pocket area in the order block, that's where I'd be looking to long Bitcoin. All right, so let's move on to shitcoin number 1, ETH. Okay, again, same thing. People got baited. People are getting super horny. But again, this is just another lower high. If we were to draw downtrend, okay, here is supply zone. right? Probably another move into there, I'd be looking to short as well. I'm not bullish until we break structure. Here is the last previous higher low, higher high, sorry, lower high, make a higher high into a higher low. That is the break of structure that I'd be looking to long. Now, at this rate, I can see ETH going to 1800. All right, I've mentioned this before, but 1800 is most likely the next viable point for ETH. We've touched this support many times. Break down, we go lower. All right, so excuse me, ETH is on life support basically. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin as it's slowly starting to die here. We have perps leading spot price as well. All right. We have perps leading by anywhere from what, $30 to $60. It just means that this whole entire move up was a perp led rally. When perps are leading, when people are over leveraged and spot buyers are not buying, this usually leads to a decline. Now, I don't know exactly when this deficit happened, when this discount happened, but we have a discount and that is bearish. All right. So again, I think we're going to go lower. That's why I've removed my bids where I did. Okay. Now for ETH, I personally would stay away from this coin right now. Nothing is showing bullishness here. Like we have actually about to lose the trend as well. We went straight into an SFP here yesterday, right? Again, if you guys watch my videos, you'd have known that was a short to take. If ETH is to bounce, this is, well, you have two areas to bounce, but I would probably go with the area that is least touched and play along with a very, very tight stop loss. If this is your highs, right, hopefully this range low holds, easy invalidation. That would be what I'd be looking for on ETH. Any single pump into this supply zone is a short. I don't see any low time frame movements here for ETH, but maybe, if we get this move into the supply zone here, I'd be looking to possibly get a short scalp as well. However, this one is not super, I mean, it's not a high confident play to take in my opinion. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right. Excuse me. Mic disconnected there. So again, this isn't a comfortable play or a comfortable long to take, but you do have close to confluence there to take it. This order block was filled there, so maybe this order block that I drew on the 4-hour gets filled with a wick down to here. All right, so that's all I see on ETH. Nothing really special. If this asset pumps, you go ahead and short it to oblivion. All right. Now, everyone's favorite dog shit, Sol. I haven't changed this chart from the last time I drew it. Right, we have resistance, support, support, support. We lost it, turned to resistance, and look where we rejected from resistance. Now again, we are back below the trend line. Sol it is about to retrace its whole entire move, and if we get this move up to 188, 100% is a short. If Sol is to bounce, it would be at this order block here. Okay, very, very tight stops. I don't like the R&R on this, but this is the best you're going to get. I still think Sol goes to sub 100. But you have the confluence. You take the swing lows to the highs, and there is your potential play for Sol. Okay, Sol bounced where it had to. Okay, previous highs turned to support, bounced at that 125. Lose this 125. This is your range. This is your previous range, right? So lose that. Honestly, like it's cooked, right? To all the Soul Casino gamblers, to all the NFT losers that I mean, sorry, you're not losers. NFT boomers. This is the end of Soul, in my opinion. Like I said, I think Soul is 100% topped. Even, if we go higher, I just don't see this being strong, even with whatever basket of crap that, Bronze Unitas wants to throw at you, right? I think I've given Trump like 14 different nicknames in this video. Um, but, if we drop to, single digits, $98, which is support, is where you are most likely going to long, right? Now, like I said, any move up, you can have another candle like this if Trump opens his mouth, but right into resistance, right? Maybe we put in a low time frame inverse head and shoulders, right? But again, 145-ish is where I'd be looking too long. Shorts, if we get to 166, this morning we did, that's most likely where we're going to short. A riskier short, which I'm not going to take, but if we are to get it, okay, this would be a scalp short. Let me see something. Yeah. Scalp short here would be a move into this order block around 163.8 and stop loss around 168 into another lower high and then further down. Okay. This asset is good for shorting only. Longs, I would be weary, but that's what I'm looking for on Sol. This isn't really an update to get potential calls, just more of an update to be informed on what's happening in the market. Now, the coin that I am most disappointed on, because every single time it's trying to run, something always comes up and puts it back, on its ass, all right? Litecoin, all right? Litecoin structurally looks great, all right? It's in this range. It tried to break out a few times, didn't. We had this rally yesterday, looked super nice. Again, failed because of the weak movements in the market. Okay. Now, this can easily go back down to sweep these lows here, around 105. I am still holding my Litecoin position, but it doesn't help that we have a bearish engulfing candle here on the daily forming. Now, every single time we had the bearish engulfing candle, we went further down, right? Here's another bearish engulfing candle. We'll move up and then further down. So I don't like that, but it is what it is. The markets, completely 180'd or 360'd, and this was not a benefactor of that. I still like Litecoin for a push up, but to be honest, if you really want to get into Litecoin now, I would be patient. I would be patient until this like 130 level. Okay, very strong resistance. We haven't had a flip of this, breakout of this level, flip it, and then go higher. That's where I'd be looking for a trigger to get into Litecoin. Otherwise, I do think we go and sweep these lows here at 105-ish and possibly go and retest the range lows. Now, I'm still going to hold my position because we saw how strong it is when Bitcoin actually runs, right? It went from 118 almost to 130. Should have taken profits there, but eventually, you deal with what you have. All right. So I still think this structurally looks good. It's still consolidating in this range. We just need, organic buying and price action in the markets. But I'm not I'm not bullish, right? Like I said, I've been high time frame bearish. I still am bearish. Even if we get this long, like it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm just here to make money, but this is a downtrending market and a trader's market. It's very, if you come into this market thinking you're going to hold these positions for a swing trade for, days to weeks, um, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. This is a trader's market. Like, it's not only a trader's market, but a news-riddled market. So things change within the hour, within the day, within the minute, and you have to be ready to adapt. So if you buy something and that shit is up 10 to 15% in a single day, you should probably consider selling. If it goes higher, who cares? You made profit. You can always get back into it. All right. So, in my opinion, treat this as a trading market instead of wanting to buy and hold. Unless you are a long-term investor, that's up to you. But if you are a trader trying to do swing trades in this market, unfortunately, that's going to be very tough at this moment. Right? We have no strong lead. We have no strong uptrend. This is a downtrend market, so your swings actually come in shorts, not in longs. All right, so you have to be able to adapt to that. Okay, so that's it from me. I will catch you guys next week.